Excavation Profits Podcast by Excavation Marketing Pros. Interviews with successful excavation and septic business owners, revealing how they market and grow their business in today's economy. Hear directly from the most successful leaders in your business and discover what they're doing to keep their phone ringing, equipment running, and businesses booming. Now your host, Scott Andreessen.
Happy Thursday, everyone. We're gearing up for our workshop, How to Maximize Google PPC Ads for High-Quality Excavation and Septic Leads. And I see people are starting to come in. Thank you all for joining us on your Tuesday. This isn't a Tuesday. This is a Thursday. I appreciate it. And so we're going to go ahead and dive right in. Let me give some shouts. I want to give a shout to Billy and Chip and Carrie and Ray. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, folks, for joining us on Facebook. I think we can go ahead and get the ball rolling. By the way, to ask a question, you can, on Zoom, raise your hand, or there's a little Q&A box. So in the Q&A box, just to make sure everyone can hear me okay, can someone just type in a 1 in the Q&A box? It would be super helpful if someone would just type a 1 in there. If you're on mobile, that might be a little tricky. Not sure. But I'm going to go ahead and get started here and share my screen. So let's do it. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen at this point. And this workshop is maximizing Google PPC for excavation and septic leads. My name is Scott Andreessen. I'm your host. And this is part of our digital dominance method for excavation and septic contractor businesses on how to maximize lead flow and profitability for your business. And if you've been following along with us, we every single month tackle something regarding marketing, advertising, and sales for excavation or septic businesses. And so we cover the whole gambit. As you can see, everything from SEO to PPC to remarketing, using paid ad directories, how to use your customers to get repeat and referral business, pay-per-lead programs, social media, and so on. And if you stay till the end, you're going to get these cool bonuses right here. The ultimate excavation website conversion machine blueprint. And then on the right is the top searched excavation and septic keywords on Google. You'll get that full spreadsheet of those bonuses. You can use those keyword phrases on your website to rank better organically. And also those are the same types of keywords that I'll be showing you here today on how to trigger your ads to bring in high quality leads. And if you're new to this stuff, I'm going to break this down in simple terms. So if, don't get overwhelmed at this point. This is, I promise, this is going to be pretty straightforward. And my promise to you by the end of this full workshop is that you will have a complete understanding of the proven best practices, how to maximize Google's pay-per-click platform for ideal excavation and septic jobs. And I appreciate the ones, guys. Much appreciated. Thank you. And so why am I doing this? Well, I do believe in reciprocity. And basically, you folks might not be in the market of looking for an agency to help you with your marketing and advertising. I get that. But maybe you know a friend that does, or maybe through what you learn here today, sometime in the future, we may cross paths and you want some help at that time. So here's what we're going to cover today specifically. The latest updates with Google Ad platform that's affecting excavation and septic contractors. 5 biggest issues that could be preventing you from maximizing leads in your area right now. And then I'll show you our proven model for bringing in high quality leads on demand and with predictability. And when I show you this stuff, you'll see I'm an open book. Like I literally lay it all out there. The execution part is of course up to you, but the strategies, the secrets, you're going to learn all of that here in this workshop, I promise. And I'm also going to show you the best tools to systematize and automate the heavy lifting of this stuff to convert more leads. So as we continue, this is all going to become clear to you. So who am I? Why should you listen to me? Well, I've got 15 years experience total in digital marketing. And most recently, I was an expert speaker for the largest septic industry in the United States, NAWRA, the National On-Site Wastewater Recycling Association. In October, I got to go out to Spokane, Washington and speak to professionals in septic, wastewater, and excavation, how to market their business. And that was a lot of fun. There I am in the bottom right corner speaking at that event. I'm also published author of a book called Excavation and Septic Internet Marketing Profits, which if you want a book, you can get it on Amazon, paperback. There's the book right there. We also only serve excavation and septic businesses. So if you're in that niche, which I don't know why you would be in this workshop if you weren't in that niche, but that's a very specialized expertise that you can take advantage of today. And we've successfully launched hundreds of websites and marketing campaigns proving that what I'm going to show you really works. And in this time that we've been doing this, yes, we have learned what works. On the left, you see lots of leads coming into a CRM, and we've learned what doesn't work. And when it doesn't work, it feels like you're literally burning cash. I know that feeling. So in this workshop, you'll learn the same successful strategies that our excavation and septic business clients are using with their marketing to generate dramatic changes in their businesses and lives. So here's a look at some client dashboards tracking $2.57 million in their dashboard of sales bids. We've got $433,000. We've got $805,000. These are some clients that we've helped. Some more successful clients, and you don't need to be a client to take action on what I'm going to show you today. Our mission is to help triple the sales of 500 and excavation septic companies. So I do need your attention. Turn off your cell phones, unless of course you're on a cell phone listening to this. Focus. Close the doors to your office. This is your time to focus on your business, so get the most out of it. And then exit out of any other browsers, remove distractions. If you're an excavation or septic business owner and you're serious about getting better results with Google Ads, the next 60 minutes are critical. So, by the way, if you do want to stay on top of the latest business, sales, and marketing trends for excavation and septic companies like yours, we have this link over here. It's called excavationmarketingpros.com/quick links. And when you pull that up, we've got some really nice free resources for you. We've got a private online mastermind group where we share top tips and tricks how to market your business. We have expert speakers in there. We have giveaways of tons of tips, tricks, you name it. And so I encourage you to check that out. And that's excavationmarketingpros.com/quick links. So here's what we're going to cover today. Why PPC is key to unlimited scalability in terms of lead flow for your excavation and septic business. I'm going to show you live examples of PPC campaigns generating 5 to 15 times return on investment for excavation and septic companies. I'm also going to show you how to set up and structure your pay-per-click marketing campaigns for minimum cost per lead and maximum return on investment. We're going to show you how to set up your KPIs, how to track the leads, the landing pages, what those should look like, as well as how to structure your paid ad campaigns in Google. So why should Google Ads pay-per-click be part of your internet marketing strategy for your excavation or septic company? For one, you can start showing up much quicker than with search engine optimization, that, as you may know, can take 3 to 6 months or longer to start showing for some keyword phrases of value. With Google Ads pay-per-click, it's near to instant. As soon as you push that button, you start seeing results. Carrie wants the link again. Yes, absolutely. It's excavationmarketingpros.com/quick links. QUICKLINKS. And I can type that into chat. Give me 1 second. In fact, I should just do that every time, right? Instead of saying it, I should just type it in the chat so everyone has it. Now, PPC also lets you show up as often as possible where your customers are looking. And you can show up for non-geo-modified terms like excavation, septic installer, land clearing, road construction, and so on. Not to go off tangent, but with search engine optimization, you need to be specific, like excavation company near city, excavation company near county. You have to actually optimize your business's website pages for those exact keyword phrases to show up. Whereas with the Google pay-per-click, you don't need to be adding the city on the end, etc. Unlimited scalability once it's dialed in. Now, from our research, why most PPC campaigns fail is a lot of times the business owner fails to understand the AdWords auction process and the complexity of the excavation and septic industry. That they set up one ad group for all their services, like Bob's Excavation Company, and they will put one ad for all the services that they do: demolition, excavation, septic, French drains, right? Just a whole hodgepodge of 50 different services, 100 different keywords, all driving to one ad. I'm going to show you how to make it work today. They don't use specific text ads and landing pages for their groups of keywords. We're going to cover exactly how to set up your text ads, what those should look like, and we're going to show you how to set up what's called an ad group, which is basically a group of ads targeting specific services. And they have no strong call to action or offer on the landing page. Call us. We're honest. Call us. We do good work. It's not too unique. So right here, this image, why most PPC campaigns fail is you see on the right, it says yourcompany.com. That's like the main website, your main website. And on the left, we've got a bunch of services. We got general excavating, emergency septic, road construction, tree removal, septic installs, demolition, yada, yada, yada. And what we see a lot of times is the business will run the pay-per-click ads to their main website. And that's a no-no for several reasons, which I'm going to get into in a moment. And you might be thinking, what do you mean we don't run them to our website? I got a website. It's great. Of course I want to send them there. It's got all my services. That's exactly what I want to do. Well, in this workshop, I may hopefully be able to persuade you otherwise. So let's get into it. So again, can Google PPC campaigns still drive revenue for excavation and septic businesses? Type in the Q&A if you think Google PPC campaigns can still drive significant revenue for your business. Give me a 1 if you think it's possible. We got a 1 from Carrie. We got 1 hopeful. All right, very good. So here is a screenshot of a client dashboard. And I want you to look at this. On the very right side, it has tags of where these leads are coming from. And that helps you to see, and we got a 1 from Ray. Hey, thanks, Ray. Right here. All those leads that I'm showing on this screen with a green checkbox are Google ad leads in a client's dashboard. And you can see there's quite a few as opposed to the other types of leads, which it's showing Facebook ad several times. It's also showing organic SEO several times. But you can see in this instance, for this particular client, literally more than half of all their leads are coming from Google ads, not from SEO, not from Facebook, specifically from running Google ads. So it just goes to show you, like, there's no silver bullet approach of just doing one thing and then that's it. Like, I'm showing you Google Ads PPC. You're going to learn how that works and how to make it work for your business. But you can also see leads came in from Facebook ads, and you can also see leads came in from organic search engine optimization. So you don't want to just like pick one and say, that's it. I'm just going to do that one thing. A comprehensive approach is what we feel works best for excavation and septic businesses. Now, does it work? 100%. But keep in mind, someone must answer calls or follow up with leads. So if you run these ads and you're thinking, well, I'm out in the excavator, I'm going to collect all these leads, and then tomorrow I'm going to go follow up with these leads. I'm going to let them pile up and follow up with them tomorrow. You basically just lost all your money, because if you don't respond back to them quickly, they've done studies on this, like within 5 minutes, the odds of you getting ghosted by that lead increase dramatically, because they're just going to go to the next person on the list. So I am going to show you how you combat that and how you make sure to capture as many leads as possible, because I do know a lot of you are out in the field. And so you need all the help you can get, because you cannot always answer the phone. All right. So hopefully you have a dedicated office person, but if you don't, I'm going to show you what you can do instead that works really well. But someone does need to follow up with the leads. This only works if you set up your campaigns right from the start. And so I'm going to show you that. Your landing pages must be on point to convert leads. So I have a special segment of this workshop for you where I'm going to show you, we've tested so many landing pages, and we continue to test landing pages. But the ones that we are using right now are super simple and they convert really high. So I want to show you what those look like. You need to know your numbers in advance. That's the next thing. So what do I mean by that? How many leads on average does it take you to make an appointment? I would have a good idea of that, because what I'm showing you right now is how you can kind of determine your budget. How many appointments does it require you on average to send out a bid? So say out of 10 leads that come in, out of those 10 calls or leads, how often do you actually get a site visit? And then out of those site visits, how many of those typically result in a quote? And then out of how many quotes or proposals does it typically take you to make a sale? These are the kind of numbers that you're going to want to jot down on a piece of paper, right? And kind of figure out where you stand. What will your average sale amount be? I would be conservative on this, but expect the best. One of our best success stories that I can think of was for a septic install in Minnesota. Off of $1,000 ad spend, they sold a $46,000 septic job. And so that's a heck of a return on investment. But know your average sale amount, because they can't all be home runs. How many sales to break even and turn a profit? Now with Google Ads, it's not I'm going to try it for a month and see how it works out. When you get into any kind of serious marketing plan or program, you need to at least give it 90 days to see a return on investment. Give yourself that opportunity. And then how much are you willing to invest? A lot of times we see people fail because they don't do enough. Again, they just try that test for $500, $1,000. They didn't make a sale, and so therefore they're done. It doesn't work. So I don't want that to happen to any of you guys. Okay, and if it has happened, I'm sorry. That sucks. But hopefully here today, you're going to see, well, I know you're going to see what to do, and you're going to be able to fix it. Okay, so let's get into setting up your campaign right now. And I'm going to show you how to structure everything for your pay-per-click marketing campaign with Google to achieve a minimum cost per lead and a maximum return on your investment. Okay. So here's how to structure your pay-per-click campaign. I got a frozen screen. Oh, there we go. Conversion tracking is a must. Now, what I'm talking about here is the Google Ads dashboard has the ability to track conversions of when you get a lead, which would be a phone call, or someone fills out a form. Those are two examples. And it will continue to optimize the campaign each time you get a lead. These platforms like Google and Facebook, and pretty much all of them now, they keep little files on all of us. They know our demographics, they know our interests, they know what we click on, they know what websites we visit. So they have a really good gauge on who people are. They probably know us better than we know ourselves. And so what it'll do is when that lead fills out a form or converts to a call, it tells the algorithm, I need to go look for other people with this avatar, so to speak, this demographic. Who else in this area is like the person that just called or filled out a form? I'm going to go look for more like that. That's how it works. So your campaign that you use to run ads needs to be broken into smaller ad groups targeting the various services you offer so that your text ads match what the person types in. This will become clear in a moment. Make sure you have a strong understanding of keyword match types. I'm going to go over that. I know some of this might sound like technical jargon, but it's actually pretty simple. And don't forget about negative keywords. Just like you can make a campaign about keywords, you know, when someone types in excavation company near me, I want my ad popping up 100%. But they don't think about negative keywords. For instance, if someone types in excavation jobs or excavation careers or I want to buy an excavator, you want to have negative keywords in place to prevent your ad from popping up. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting money on clicks of people looking for jobs and to buy stuff that you don't offer. And then you need to write compelling text ads that resonate with what the customer typed in, enticing them to click on you versus the competition. And then you can leverage ad extensions to make your ads stand out on the page. And then you have to land visitors on solid, well thought out pages on your site that are built to convert. So it's not landing them on one website with a bunch of menu items to click on. I'm going to show you how to set it up to convert leads. And then doing ongoing split testing, tweaking, and fine tuning. A lot of people think that they set up ads, they launch them, and then that's it. It's not a set it and forget it type of thing. So don't even think about spending another penny until you have conversion tracking in place. Here's some essentials. With conversion tracking, you can have dynamic number swapping with different phone numbers for pay per click versus organic or direct traffic. So what do I mean by this? I mean that if you're spending thousands of dollars on paid ads, you want to know which leads are coming from those specific Google ads versus which ones are coming from your main website or from your Google business profile. You want to be able to know the difference. And so the technology exists to swap out different numbers to track exactly where that lead came from. So you don't even need to ask anymore. How'd you hear about us? It should be tracked in your CRM that you can see, oh, this one came from Google Ads. This one came from SEO. This one came from Facebook. That technology already exists. You can add a keyword pool with dynamic number swapping so you can track back to the actual keyword that they typed in as well. So that technology exists. That if they call you, it will keep with that contact what keyword phrase they typed in to trigger that call. That technology is also available. Web form tracking. So anytime someone fills out a web form, it should tell you that it came from Google Ads, and it should tell you exactly what ad they clicked on to generate the lead. conversion tracking built into your AdWords campaign to determine which ad group generated the lead. So your most important sales KPIs for your business is going to be your total ad spend, your average cost per click, and your average cost per lead, which would be for calls and then web forms. So for Septic, anywhere from $25 to $40 per lead is an average. For Excavation, anywhere from $35 to $70 per lead is an average. And then you're going to want to know a return on investment. So total spend, average cost per click, average cost per lead, and then your return on investment. Those are really the four things you want to be tracking. And it's best when you're running paid ads to have a CRM, a dashboard, to track all this for you, rather than trying to write it down in a notebook or do it on a spreadsheet. It's better if you just have a dashboard that tracks all this stuff for you. So, for example, here's a look inside of one of our clients' dashboards. And in there, you can see on the right, it shows Google ads. So the client can see, okay, these specific leads came from where? Okay, they came from Google ads. Then how he works it is in a sales pipeline like this. So on the left, we have new lead. Eventually, someone from his office qualifies them on the phone. And if they can assign a dollar value to it from the phone, they will mark it on the lead. Once they have an appointment, they get moved over to the had an appointment column. Once they send out a bid, the amount of that bid is put on the lead. And this way, everything is stored in a nice, clean, efficient sales pipeline like you see here. And what our clients love about this system is they can see the potential sales revenue. Like in this instance, you see 8 leads and you see a total of $183,000 in bids sent out. And then once they sell a job, it gets moved over to services sold. And so you can see on the right, the far right column, 2 jobs were sold totaling $61,500. And then from there, your CRM, when you sell a job, at least how we do it, is you can charge right from the app. That there's digital contract signing, there is the ability to charge by credit card or electronic check right from the app. And it all integrates with QuickBooks. So everything is done all in one system, if that makes sense. So residential lead, qualified on phone, you had the appointment, the bid gets sent out, and then you have your services sold. And so each day, each week, as leads come in, they're not lost on your cell phone anymore. They're not lost in the email inbox. You know who's hot, who's not. You just go to your little sales pipeline. You see, okay, where are my bids sent out? Who do I need to follow up with? And those are the deals you close. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you can track true return on investment, that's when you know you win the game. So when you can spend money on Google ads, search engine optimization, Facebook, whatever other types of marketing you're doing, and you can track who's who, where did these leads come from, what's my cost per lead, what's my cost to acquire a customer, and you have the ability to know where each of your customers came from, whether it's SEO, paid ads, Facebook, whatever. That's when you know you win the game, because you have a system in place at that point. A predictable system to bring in customers on demand. So here's a dashboard of a client tracking 2.57 million in this way. And for structuring a campaign that's going to do this, we should get into that right now. So as I mentioned, your campaign must be broken into smaller ad groups targeting the various services you offer so that your text ads match what the person typed in. You don't want to give you an example, you don't want to put out a generic ad for drain fields. You know, I'm XYZ Septic, your awesome septic provider. Call us now. We're honest and trustworthy. That generic ad for all of your excavating and septic services won't get a good result. You want to have text ads that are specific to each service you offer. So one for septic, one for demolition, a text ad for excavation, a text ad for French drains, a text ad for retaining walls. You get the idea, right? So if we're inside of this Google Ads dashboard, putting together a campaign, what I'm going to show you right now is what it should look like. First is a brand campaign. That's your company name. It's not a bad idea. It's a good idea to spend a little bit of money on your name. That anytime someone types in your company name, you're guaranteed to be up top above a competitor. Because you better believe there's competitors that are targeting company names specifically to trigger their ads. And yes, you can do that. There's no law against that. You can take any competitor's name, your top competitors, put them in a list, and run your company's ads right on their names. So anytime someone types in their company name, your ad pops up top. So for general excavation, you would want to put together an ad group that has keywords for excavation company, excavation contractor, and you would want to have excavation company, excavation contractor near me. That would be an example of an ad group for excavation. For land clearing, same type thing. It's going to be a separate ad group. Land clearing companies near me, land clearing contractors near me. Sewer repair replacement, you would want to go into, of course, your near me style keywords, but also you can get more granular. Are you doing trenchless? Are you doing pipelining? Septic systems, you've got options for that. You've got people searching for inspections. That's its own ad group. You've got septic pumping. That's its own ad group. If you don't offer septic pumping, you would want to put pumping as a negative keyword in your campaign. So anytime someone types in septic pumping, your ad's guaranteed not to show up. And by the way, just a little side note on that. The majority of search volume is for septic pumping. So if you do that, great. If you don't do that and you don't have a negative keyword phrase for pumping, you're probably wasting like a third of your ad spend or more on people looking for septic pumping. Same thing with septic cleaning. That's another one. So septic installations, drain fields, septic maintenance, emergency septic services, you would want to have an ad group for each one of these. So we're not even halfway through, right, guys? But this is what it takes to be successful with your paid ad campaigns, is to have this many different ad groups. So compare what you've done in the past to how many ad groups I'm showing you so far. If you do any trucking, hauling, that's its own ad group. Roads, its own ad group. Demolition, driveways, you got concrete flat work in there, grading, core drilling, forestry mulching, pond construction. You get the idea. So this campaign is going to be quite extensive that you need to set up. It's got to be a well thought out campaign. So the days of just taking 50 to 100 keywords, driving them to a website, those days are long gone. That might have worked like in 2005. Here's an example of what it looks like inside your Google Ads dashboard. So you can see here the main categories. We've got ad group selected, and then we've got an ad group for drain field replacement cost, specifically with keyword phrases inside that are going to trigger ads for people searching for cost. Demolition company, demolition for barns, demolition for houses, excavation company, excavation contractors, forestry mulching, land clearing, lot clearing. So within each of these ad groups, it lets you put in the keyword phrases that go with that. So hopefully you guys are still with me. What I mean by this is, for instance, in the demolition house category, we would never put land clearing keywords. That would not make sense. So that's why we have each of these ad groups with its own types of keywords for what you do. So this right here, I'm showing you what the excavation ad group looks like. You can see it has excavating near me, excavating companies near me, excavation companies near me, excavator company near me. So you use similar keyword phrases for that ad group. And then each of those keyword phrases goes to a text ad about, you guessed it, that specific service. Top rated excavation company. Okay? So that's what you're looking at right there is an example of a text ad. So these become your ad groups. And you can see, let me just back up there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different ad groups in this example. Main ad groups. And then you've got kind of sub ad groups. With septic systems, you can see inspections, pumping, installations, drain fields, maintenance, emergency. So septic systems could be its own campaign. And then you would have different ad groups within that campaign. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, this part's important. So listen up. We're going to talk about keyword match types. This is the exact things that people will type into Google that has your company's ads show up on the front page. The first type is broad match. We have excavating, excavation, excavation companies, Dallas excavation, excavation companies, Dallas. So basically, if you use a broad match, that is the loosest restriction of what people could type in. They could type in, what does an excavation company do? Or what do I need to do to get a job at an excavation company? How much do excavation companies make? Any of those would trigger your ad. That's how that works. That's broad match. That's the loosest you can go. If you want the most traffic, including junk traffic, go with the broad match. Modified broad match is you can add a word on top of that, plus excavating, plus Dallas, plus excavation. And then it would be a little more refined in that they would have to type in something, for instance, with Dallas excavation, they would have to at least type in something regarding Dallas and something regarding excavation. Phrase match is much more dialed in. And you can see these are in quotes. So what this means is your ad will trigger so long as they type in that exact phrase. Excavating near me. So for example, excavating near me, they could type in, where is there excavating near me? They could say that into Google Assistant, for instance. Or, is there excavating near me? That would trigger your ad. So as long as your phrase is contained, that exact phrase, it will trigger your ad. The strictest is exact match. The potential customer must type in that exact keyword phrase verbatim, nothing more, nothing less. What you see in brackets is the only thing that will trigger your ad. Now, if you want to guarantee yourself to not waste money, that's the way to go. The problem is it's a little too strict and you're not giving yourself enough opportunities. So what we see with campaigns a lot of times that are exact match is they just don't spend much money. You don't get enough opportunities. So a combination of phrase match and modified broad match is a good way to go. Pay attention to negative keywords. So we have a list that we use for our clients that's over 1,000 words. 1,000 different negative keywords of, if anyone types this in, don't push this ad. So some of the biggies though are jobs, careers, how to, like for instance, how to do excavation work, how to install a septic system. That person is likely not going to hire you. Association, essay, etc. Are you guys getting value out of this? Type a 1 in the Q&A, or if I put you to sleep, let me know that too. And if you have any questions, go ahead and type in Q&A. Now you will... Carrie gave me a 1. Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. So you will need to write compelling text ads that resonate with your customer to entice them to click on you versus the competition. Thanks, Ray. Says very helpful. I appreciate that. So how do you write enticing text ads to get them to click on your Google ad versus the competition? Typically, less is more. And what I mean by that is just, you know, keep it simple. Tell them exactly what you want them to do. If you have a special offer for the service that they searched and reference it in the text ad, that's even better. For instance, do you have an awesome warranty that you can offer? That will help you get more clicks if you put that warranty in the text ad. It's okay to put things like, I have 30 years experience, we have 30 years experience, or whatever you have, we're licensed. A lot of the problem with that kind of stuff though is it's kind of vanilla, kind of generic. So I would focus more on the offer itself of how can you be different than your competitors? What can you offer them to save them money, give them more peace of mind, reduce stress, etc. So warranties, guarantees, we're going to cover that in a little bit. Some offers to get them to click more. And then make it easy for them to reach out how they want. I'll give you some examples. Give them the ability to call or text. You could do that. A web chat, that's another option. AI web chat is very strong right now. We have clients using that. Very human-like too, where to the point where you can, the web visitor can ask it questions like, what counties do you serve? Or I noticed a foul odor. Could my septic system be bad? And the AI chat is good enough to respond to those types of questions and collect the lead's full name and phone number and email. It's that good. Okay, so that's one option. Another option is give them the ability to do a form submission. Our clients love form submissions, by the way. That gives you the most control. And what I mean by that is with a form submission, you get to pick the questions that they must answer to become a lead. So that's kind of a nice way to do it. And I'll show you how to convert more of those in a moment into site visits. And then be sure to automate and use AI to follow up. In this day and age, folks, if you're not automating your marketing or using AI, you're pretty far behind. So catch up. Start using your automation and your AI in your marketing. It's critical at this point. I should probably do a full workshop on AI for excavating and septic. Let me know if you guys would have any interest in that. How to use AI for your excavation or septic business. Best performing text ads for excavation and septic. So here's a couple that work well. Excavation super sale, family owned and operated, local company with equipment and knowledge to complete your project on time, on budget, your top rated excavation company. Commercial and residential, top septic installation services, competitive rates. These are a couple ideas of ads that work well. This right here that I'm going to show you is how to make your ads jump off the page using ad extensions. What ad extensions do is going to make your ad bigger than your competitors. Carrie likes the AI workshop idea. Okay, thanks, Carrie. Cool. Noted. So site links are the little blue hyperlinks that appear underneath the text ads. So right now, you see this ad. It says top septic installation services, family owned and operated. And then it has some text about the service. But then below that, you've got links. Septic installations, septic inspections, grading contractor, lot clearing, land clearing. This is done to help increase your click-through rate to get you a lower cost per lead. And it makes your ads bigger than your competitors. And then right below it, you see this promotion extension, it's called. $1,000 off clearing and septic. Code 10 off, ends April 30th. That's a promotion extension where you can offer deals. Now, if you compare it to the ad right below it, you can see the difference. The one right below it is a little smaller. Septic tank installation. Now, he does have 24/7 availability, which is pretty enticing. So as far as the offer goes, I do like that offer, but that ad is not using site links and it has no promotion extension. Now, something that people don't realize is a lot of you want to rank your excavation or septic business in the Google Maps 3-pack. And so this screen I'm showing right here is the Google Business Listing section, the Maps section. And you can run your Google PPC ads to this section. And so this ad up top here is where that would appear for your business. So as you can see right below, you have your free organic maps section. You've got Gradescapes, Hoopah Grading Company, Alden and Son. You have those three below. But then you have that map up top. And so it's like some business owners will spend thousands on search engine optimization for years, trying to get up in the 3-pack. And that's all well and good if you can get there. But, you You could also just run ads using your Google Business Profile like I'm showing you right here and be up instantly. So you got to pick and choose your battles, right? So you right now can use this sneak attack. If you've already got a Google Ads account, you can use this to show up as a local business above your competitors in the nearby cities and towns that you serve. So where do you set this stuff up? Is where you're wondering. How the heck do you do this? So let me show you how. This is an example of what your Google Ads dashboard looks like. If you've ever been in there, then this should look familiar. And so you have this section up top that I've circled where it has site links, call out, structured snippet, call lead form, price, app promotion, all location. That one that says location is where you would attach your Google Business Profile right there. And then you can start running ads to Google Maps. Okay. And so the other one I showed you there, how do you do a promotion? Like how do you put a deal on your ad? That's in the promotion one circled here. And that's what that looks like. So you know, when you write a promotion, it will put the deal right there, how you see it on the screen. $1,000 off. Spring sale, 10% off. Whatever you want to do. You can give them a code, and you can even put an end date to add urgency. And it's a really good idea to add urgency. And so if you're going to add urgency, so you're not going crazy, I would just make it like a monthly special, like ends at the, like set your offer at the beginning of the month to end at the end of the month. This way, when people are searching, because you know the buyer's process, right? Their journey, they're doing their research first about you before they even call. They're trying to figure out what are things going to cost? Do they need to do this? And they may see your ad a couple times, and if they see there's an end date on that offer and the countdown is getting close, they're going to be more likely to click on it. So time-sensitive offer, site links clearly showing other services or related services. That's something I should mention, is in this example I'm showing here for septic installation, it's showing septic installations as a site link, septic inspections, but then it shows other services that they offer, grading, lot clearing, land clearing. You could put all your services, or you can actually do these specific to the type of service. So, for instance, you could have a septic installation ad, and then the site links are only septic related, which would be like your drain fields, septic tank repairs, septic installs, septic maintenance, septic inspections. You could have those 5 site links below this ad, if that makes sense. That way everything kind of flows real nice. So what do the landing pages look like? You probably all want to know, like, okay, I get the keyword stuff kind of, but how do I convert these people into leads? Your landing page should give them no options but to contact you. And what I mean by that is do not drive them straight to a website where you've got a menu of 20 different services you offer saying, have at it. Go ahead and look around our website, because what happens is a confused mind makes no decisions at all. So what we have found works best is you drive them to one landing page with no other options. There's no menu items to click on. The only thing they can click on is a click to call or a click to fill out a form. That's it. So here's an example of a landing page. Now, let me show you some aspects about why this works. Because some of you are probably looking at this landing page like, it looks like my little kid put this together. I know. I'm telling you, you don't need to be a rocket scientist for this stuff. You just need to know what to do and where to click. So first off, we're pushing local family owned and operated with this business, right? And so what are we going to do? Are we going to put a bunch of equipment? Are we going to, really blow them up to be like a huge team? No, we're pushing family owned and operated. So we're showing a picture of him and his family, right? And they're smiling because people want to do business with other happy people. And people want to do business with people. They don't want to do business with companies. Okay? So this is very well thought out. It's intentional, is what I'm trying to say. 10% off new clients, free basic inspection, financing available. So we're giving a unique offer right there that the competitors might have one of those things, maybe something similar, but they're definitely not going to have all three. So we've got a very unique offer. I'm showing you this as I'm scrolling down the page, so you guys are clear what I'm doing here. Okay, so this is the top of the page. Now we're going to scroll down the page. This page should only trigger drain field inquiries. Drain field installations, drain field replacements. Okay, so that's what you're looking at here. I've just scrolled down the page a little bit and see it says the service area. One of the most common questions that you get is what? Do you guys come out to my area? Do you serve my area? So eliminate redundant questions, get it on your landing page. That way you take away that question from them. If they don't see their service area, then that's it. You're not going to have to waste time. Now, you see two options here. First off, let me go back to the first top of the landing page. See how you got one option, click to call right up top? That's what you want to do. Make it super simple. What do I want you to do? Click to call. As they scroll down the page, now they got another option to click email us now or call. Scroll down a little bit. We got some pictures of the work, right? Put pictures of the work. You don't want just a bunch of boring text. We got links to social profiles. We do that. We recommend doing that. And that's for credibility's sake, that you want to show them you're active. It doesn't seem to hurt conversions. So we leave the social profiles on and let them click through to do their research. Now, one thing I will note is with the social profiles you see here, those open up in a different tab. That's important. You understand the difference, that when they click on that, it doesn't take them away from this page. It opens up a new tab, if that makes sense. We don't want them to click away and not know how to get back. So we open up a new tab, and then they can see the Facebook, the Instagram, the different social profiles. Because it's all about credibility, right? Most of you guys are pretty much all word of mouth businesses, is what we found. And the problem with that is it can create inconsistent sales cycles of up and down. And the challenge that word of mouth businesses have in shifting to getting their business online is the sales process is different in that these people are total strangers reaching out to you. They're not referrals from friends and family or other customers. So when I show you the social profiles here, the stranger needs to see that. They need to see, okay, I can see they're active on Facebook or whatever. This is not a scam. I can see this is a real business. Now, this section right here is tactical. How do you get your Google ads, your landing pages to show up more than your competitors? This is how you do it right here. This is intentional to show keyword phrases that complement the main keyword we're going after. So we're going after drain fields, drain field replacements. All these services you see here all go along with that genre of drain fields. Notice we are not talking about other services like excavation, demolition, land clearing. That's going to detract, that's going to mess up the algorithm. So we're going with complementing keywords to the main keyword phrase. Hopefully that makes sense. This part is also intentional. When someone goes to your website, landing pages on Google, they need social proof. So right here, we have a carousel of reviews. So these are 5-star reviews. So they don't need to come to this landing page and then do research to see if the company's legit. They got over 50 people saying, yes, they helped me, they'll help you too, right here. And this scrolls, by the way. They can slide with their finger and keep reading review after 5-star review over and over and over. And something I want to point out is you see the call to action right below that. Get fast quote or call. One or the other. So as we go to the beginning of the page, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, we keep getting hit with that reminder of click or call, over and over again. As we scroll down towards the bottom of the page, we have time is running out, and we regurgitate the offer that was up top. 10% off new clients, free basic inspection, yada, yada, yada. So time is running out. Share a little bit more about the company, that they're licensed, insured. And here's what the form looks like. I know that a common complaint is dealing with tire kickers, right? And so how do you weed those out? You just need to put a little friction to weed them out, to make sure that you're not wasting your time. So anytime they click one of these buttons, email us, get fast quote, it takes them to this page right here. This section of the page, I should say. They put in their full name, their phone number, their email, briefly describe what we can help you with, so you know what type of job. We want to know if it's the decision maker or not, for sure. You don't want to be driving across town to someone that cannot cut you a check. So are you the sole decision maker for your project, or is there a partner or spouse involved? We ask them that. You should too. Let's just pretend, the next question I really like. Let's just pretend for a moment I put together an estimate and you like what you see. What's going to happen next? That's a very soft question designed to weed out a tire kicker that you're going to see right away where their head's at by how they answer that. If they say, well, I don't know what I would do if you give me an estimate. There's your answer. Do you need to drive across town for someone who says, I don't know what I would do? The legit person would say, if I like what I see in the estimate, I would go with you. And the next one is, are they financially viable? So how do we find out if they're financially viable? We ask them. But there is a finesse to that. We always want to be prepared when our new clients are ready to take action and not keep them waiting. Are you going to be ready, willing, and able to move forward after the estimate with some method of payment or loan if you feel it's what you need? That question right there, they'll answer it. And they'll tell the truth of where they're at. So what I would do is then, if you're going to follow up with this lead, the first thing you do when you get on the phone with them is review their form. Hey, by the way, thanks for filling out our form at Google. Thanks for filling out our form on Google. And I see here you need help with your drain field, right? Yeah, okay. And you mentioned that you are the sole decision maker when it comes to the drain field. and that there's no partner or spouse involved. Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. Okay. And as far as, me putting together an estimate, and if you like what you see, you said that you'd be willing to go forward if you like what you see. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. I said that. And then as far as, after I give you the estimate and your willingness to move forward with some method of payment or loan, if you feel it's what you need, you answered, I would go with you. I just want to make sure I have all the information correct. That's all correct, right? Yeah, that's what I said. Okay, there you go. That's how you follow up with a lead on Google to ensure you don't have a tire kicker, is you literally just regurgitate back to them what they told you in the form. Now, another thing that's very helpful that our clients love is, oh no, let me go back. Right here where you can upload specs or images, this is very helpful to save you time and back and forth. Is a lot of people, especially if they're at the bottom of the sales funnel and they're ready to go with someone, they're going to have their specs. They're going to have their design for their septic system, for instance. They're going to have their permits. Let them upload that stuff. Some of them will even upload another company's quote. So I highly encourage you to set up your forms like this and give them the option to upload documents right there in the form. Saves everybody time. Type a 1 into Q&A if you found this helpful, you guys. As far as how to set up your landing pages, how to weed out tire kickers. Let me know if that's helpful. Ray says 1. Okay, cool. Thank you. How are we doing on time? Yeah, who cares about the time, right? I'm getting through it. I'm trying to be conscious of everyone's time. We're a little over, but you guys are great. You're being very interactive, so I want to make sure you get the most bang for your buck. Thanks, Gary. All right. What I'm showing you right here on this screen is what's called a CRM, and it will track where your leads came from. And I can't imagine in this day and age running ads or doing marketing without one of these. And I know people do, and it scares me to death because you have no idea where your money's going without one. So in the right, or you see where it's circled on the left, it says get free estimate from Google Ads. So we know the source is Google Ads. And then on the right, you can see it's highlighted the exact landing page they clicked on that generated the lead. So this CRM, this is example of ours, but you can see it shows where the leads came from, what landing page they clicked on, and it even will show the exact ad they clicked on to become a lead. Now, the other thing that I want to point out is you heard me mention earlier how after someone calls you or they fill out a form, you really got to be Johnny on the spot and get in touch with that person within minutes, or your odds of getting ghosted on that lead are crazy high. They've done studies on it, and it was like 5 minutes that if they're not getting a response back within that time, they're already on to the next competitor. So in this example I'm showing you, it's using automated texting to reach out. So it's, hey, I'm just getting back to you about your quote. I'm reviewing this and we'll be in touch with you soon with your estimate. Thanks. And you put in your company name. So the technology already exists to do that, to have it respond as you within a minute. So they feel that, oh, cool, I just filled that out and they're already on it. That's cool. And so it kind of puts them at ease that they're not going to be ignored, because contractors, I'm not saying you guys or anyone watching this, I'm not saying you guys, but there's a stereotype that contractors don't return calls. Okay? And so we want to break that stereotype. And we're doing it right here. And then you can see in this instance, this guy replied back, "Oh, okay, great, thanks," is what he replied back. So it's kind of like you're creating a dialogue, but you don't have to do it. The automation does it. The AI does it. All right, so just a little recap of how to accelerate your lead flow using paid Google PPC ads, search ads for excavation and septic. Conversion tracking is a must. Your campaign must be broken to smaller ad groups targeting the various services you provide so that your text ads match what the person typed in. Make sure you have a strong understanding of keyword match types, and don't forget to use negative keywords to block your ad from showing for things you don't want it to show up for. If you don't do pumping, if you don't do cleaning, add it as a negative keyword and you're guaranteed your ad won't show. You need to write compelling text ads that resonate with what the customer typed in and entice them to click on you versus the competition. And then leverage those ad extensions to make your ad really stand out amongst your competitors. And I think this is one of the most important, if not the most. You work so hard to get them to click. Once they're on that landing page, have it built to convert. So a very solid, well thought out landing page built to convert leads, telling them click or call, and you'll do just fine. So if you guys are doing pay-per-click with a provider, an agency, here's some questions you might want to ask them. How much of my budget will go to Google AdWords versus your management fee? I know that some agencies, what they'll do is they'll charge several $1,000s a month and kind of do an umbrella of a bunch of services and say, yep, part of that goes to Google Ads. It would probably be a good idea to ask them, well, how much of that goes to Google Ads? On our end, how we do it is we like to keep everything separate. So if you build something from Google, you see charged from Google on the bank account. Okay, that way you know what's what. It's very clear. What type of tracking will you be putting in place? That's very good. Okay, we recently inherited a client's account. Their ad spend is over $6,000 a month. I'm not going to say any names. They had no lead tracking on that whatsoever at $6,000 a month. They had no call tracking, no lead form tracking. So as far as how many leads came specifically from Google Ads, they couldn't say. How many came from Facebook or the website? No clue. So get the right tracking in place, folks. Do you provide AdWords call and web form conversion tracking? It's another good thing to ask them. So here's an example of what tracking looks like in your Google Ads dashboard. You guys heard me say several times, make sure you have conversion tracking, yada, yada, yada. So in your Google Ads dashboard itself, there's a place called conversions. It looks like this. Every time you get a lead, these numbers should go up right here. You get a website lead, it should go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and so on. That way your campaign is self-optimizing. You're taking advantage of the algorithm, using its magic to use, all the information it has on the files of each and every one of us, because there is no privacy left on this planet. You're taking advantage of that with conversion tracking. And if you don't have web and call conversion tracking that pulls into AdWords, like I just showed you, you will be at a major disadvantage versus your competitors that do have this type of system in place. So here's an example in the dashboard that we use. You can see not only does it say Google ad of where it came from, but it also marks it as a call. So we know that that type of lead was a call. It wasn't a form fill. It came in as a call. Now you can see the ones below it say form fill Google ad. So it's good to have that level of clarity of what your marketing is doing. Some of you are in a position right now where you might be wanting to sell your business in the future, right? And an investor, they don't want a job, okay? And they want systems in place. An investor wants to know, do you know your numbers? And if you can show them this level of clarity that, hey, yes, I know how to get clients, strangers from Google. Yes, I know my cost per lead. Yes, I know my cost to acquire a customer. And the investor says, oh yeah, prove it. Well, here you go. It's in my dashboard. I have years of data. We can look at the ad spend. We can look at the cost per lead. This way, everything is very transparent, is what I'm trying to show you. So will you be able to delineate, tell the difference between pay-per-click calls versus organic calls? It's another good thing to ask your pay-per-click provider. How will we track our KPIs? That's your key performance indicators. Will I be provided with a live dashboard? I can't tell you how many agencies don't provide any kind of dashboard. They give you a report at the end of the month. And it's kind of up to the business owner to look at that report and say, okay, I mean, I see some print. How do I know this is even real? Right? Anyone can put words. So again, I'm just telling you what questions to ask. I'm not saying anything else. These are the questions I would be asking. Key metric, average cost per lead generated. You're going to want to know that. So let me give you an example of this, by the way. Average cost per lead generated. Some of the biggest pay-per-lead providers. You've got, for instance, Angie, Home Advisor, and there's others, right? Those leads on average can go 50, 100, 150, even as high as $200 a lead. And you have to then buy those leads and share those leads with other contractors, is how that program works. So a good gauge is, well, if you want to cut out the middleman, can you beat that cost per lead? In other words, if I want guaranteed leads, and that's what they're charging and sharing them with everyone else, what would I be willing to pay for an exclusive lead? And can I do it cheaper? And the answer is yes, you can do it cheaper. I think you're learning on this workshop, I hope, how to do it yourself cheaper and cut out the middleman. Will you be setting up specific landing pages for each ad group, or will the traffic be directed to the website homepage? Don't let them get lazy on you, guys. If you are using a pay-per-click provider, don't let them be lazy. Use specific landing pages based on each ad group of the services that you offer. And if you're driving traffic to landing pages, how will those pages be optimized for the conversion? I think you should have an understanding of that. Okay, that once the traffic goes to a page, how are they getting them to convert? And then do you split test ads for each ad group? It's possible to be running tests simultaneously and making improvements automated over time. That technology exists. That's called split testing. Will you be leveraging all of the ad extensions to make text ads stand out in the search results? This goes along with laziness, that it's super simple to make a text ad. It is more time consuming to put in all the call extensions, the promotion extensions, the location extension, the structured snippets, all that stuff. It takes a little more time to set up, but it makes your ads a lot bigger and more powerful than your competitors. What are our targets in terms of cost per lead and return on investment? You guys should know that up front. If you're going with a provider, they should tell you, hey, for a cost per lead, this is what you're looking at. For an average quantity of leads, this is what you're looking at. For a return on investment, they should be able to give you some sort of a gauge based on your closing ratio. They should be able to give you some enlightenment on that. So at Excavation Marketing Pros, what makes our campaigns better or different? Well, we do split test campaigns into strategic ad groups, like I showed you, based on our experience specifically with excavation and septic businesses to help target your most profitable services. We do set up conversion optimized landing pages for each and every service you offer. And we set up true conversion optimization so that your conversions, your calls, your web form submissions, those are all tracked with the campaign and the keyword in Google AdWords so that we can adjust your bid and spend based on the campaign and keywords that drive the best lead conversions. So there's a huge difference between this and just doing simple call tracking. Call tracking is good because at least then you can tell where the lead comes from. But if you add conversion tracking on top of that, that is automating the process of converting more leads and making your campaign better. So you will easily know exactly how many calls come from your pay-per-click ads versus your website or social. And you can listen to recordings of those calls as well. And you will know which keywords within your AdWords campaign drove the leads and at what cost. I mean, it's one thing to know where your leads come from, but it's like the ultimate cherry on top if you know what the person actually typed in to become a lead, to have that level of detail. This makes it possible for us to optimize based on the keywords that result in calls and stop wasting money on the terms that don't net a result. So what I mean by that is if we have a ad group of septic related keywords and we see that 4 of those ad groups for septic are eating up money each month and maybe only driving 1 or 2 leads, but you got one ad group that's crushing it, driving 8 to 10 leads. Well, because we have that conversion tracking in place, we can just kill those other 3 ad groups that are wasting $400, $500, $600 a month and just use the one ad group that's crushing it and make that produce more leads. You will know your cost per lead and cost per customer. Your true return on investment can be seen in your dashboard. And for each ad group we set up, multiple text ads are done and rotated based on the best converting ads each month. So our click-through rates and quality scores improve over time. And we provide you with a KPI dashboard to help track the most important key metrics. And we give complete transparency in terms of spend to AdWords and our marketing management fees. Those are billed separately from each platform. So here's an example of what your return on investment looks like in your KPI dashboard. Right there, you can see leads, you can see revenue, everything. You will see where your leads come from, like this. You can see your calls, know how long the average call was. You can listen to your calls, everything. So you guys have been great. If you want more information on this or you want to schedule a call, you need some help, you can go to excavationmarketingpros.com/schedule. excavationmarketingpros.com/schedule. And by the way, if you guys do have questions, start typing those in now. We are coming to an end if you're still awake. Hopefully one or two of you is still awake. I did drop that link in chat if anyone's interested. So we offer what's called an excavation accelerator session at no charge. And this is where we will go over a complete analysis of online visibility, custom keyword list of most important search terms for the jobs you want, ranking report showing where you currently rank, analysis of online directory listings and consistency, analysis of online reviews and reputation, analysis of social presence, analysis of website conversion effectiveness, all by going to excavationmarketingpros.com/schedule. When you go there, you come to like a calendar page that looks like this, where you can pick a date, pick a time. There are a couple questions to streamline our call together that we ask about your business. And Carrie's asking, will the slides be available after this webinar? They sure could be, Carrie. I could do that for you. Let me give you my email. Send me an email and I can get them to you. That's my email right there. So if you need help, you can type in "let's talk" in the comments. And if you folks have some questions, right now we can do that. Let me know if any of you have any burning questions, because you got me. I'm right here right now. Yeah, you're welcome, Carrie. So there is our accelerator session, if anyone has an interest in that. And your reward. We cannot forget your reward. Just go to excavationmarketingpros.com/reward. I should be able to type that one in the chat too, I suppose. I'm going to start doing that. That was a good idea. Whoever said to do that, rather than making people type, I should just type it in. And this way, all you have to do is click on a link to stuff. All right, so there's that. So that's pretty much it. If you do have some questions, I'll be around here for the next 5, 10, 15 seconds. I'm not seeing any questions come through. You might be taking a nap, and that's okay. Perfectly okay. But no, seriously, hopefully you did get a lot of value out of this. I do appreciate all of you for spending time with me today. And thank you so much. Take care. Have a good day. Bye for now.
Hey there, excavation pros. If you enjoyed today's podcast, make sure to like and subscribe to our podcast and channel. Leave us your feedback and let us know how we did. And hey, if you're interested in taking your excavation or septic business to the next level online, make sure you visit excavationmarketingpros.com today and take advantage of our free resources and mastermind group for excavation and septic industry professionals.